Okay, here we are back on our workshop Wednesdays. I'm Dax Carlisle from the International Association of Angel Practitioners, and joining me today is none other than Maria G. Maas, who's also one of the co-founders.
Okay.
And we're doing Angels and Crystals of Love, continuing our love theme here in February. Hi, Maria.
Hi, Dax. Hello, everyone. It's nice to see all the people that are joining us today. Give a shout out to the people who have logged in so far, and I know we have more
I just
coming.
saw Drew pop in. We have Anita and Chris, and Drew and Janice and Casey and Lois and Pamela and Ruth and Tiffany and Vicky and Wendy. Wow. I'm sure a lot more will be joining us as we go on.
And I want to let people know that Chris that you mentioned is the sponsor of this event today, and he is the owner of Psychicandthegenie.com. Psychicandthegenie.com. That's N, not and. And they are graciously providing us with some sample crystals that will be given away to our contest winner that we will have today, and we'll talk about that in a little while.
Yeah, they're supplying part of the prizes. This is great.
Yeah.
And Maria, you should show everybody your book that you're giving away as part of the prizes.
Okay. This is the paperback copy of my book, Angel Practitioner Handbook, a Foundation Guide. And the winner of the contest today will receive this book in the PDF format. So when we run the contest, what we will need from the winner is their email address and also a physical mailing address so that we can have the crystals shipped to the winner, and then I will email the PDF copy of the book.
But
so that's how that'll work.
Don't type it in the chat. We'll contact you
via
email and privately get your physical address. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
So shall we begin?
Go right ahead.
All right. So what I wanted to talk about today are angels and crystals of love. And I'd like to first talk about, what do angels and crystals have to do with love? Well, first of all, we want to understand that angels are extensions of God's pure love and light. They are how God could help all of us simultaneously through the creation of his angels. That's how it's done. And if you've heard of the hierarchy of angels or the 9 choirs of angels, that's how the different levels of angels are defined, because there are different levels and different types of angels that have different specialties, different duties, you might want to call it. And you can learn more about the hierarchy of angels in my book, Angel Practitioner Handbook, a Foundation Guide. And also that is something I cover in my course, the Certified Angel Practitioner course, which you can get through angelpractitioners.com, and Dax will give us a link later. And we are going to have a special flash sale for this workshop. So we're going to have an outstanding value on the course for anybody that wants to purchase it today. That's a part of this live workshop. And I believe we're going to run it for what, 48 hours, Dax?
48 hours, you said.
48 hours. Okay, so we'll talk about that in a little while. So there are the different levels of angels, and the archangels are the ones in particular that I will be talking about today, some of the archangels. And those are the angels that God created to especially assist humanity and also to govern some of the lower levels of angels. And on the lower strands, you'll have some angels that are related to love, related to romance, unconditional love, different types of love. Okay, so, and there are many other types of angels as well, but these are the ones that we're focusing on today. The crystals and gemstones, they are God's gift to us. They come from the earth. Whatever God put on the earth is given to us as a gift from God. And these crystals, they contain certain vibrational energies. Different crystals contain different types of vibrational energies. And some of them are more conducive to attracting love. So those are the type of crystals we're going to talk about today. And crystals, people, I think we just have this natural attraction to crystals. And the reason why so many people are fascinated and drawn to crystals is because they do hold vibrations. And depending on the vibrations that we physically feel attracted to, or emotionally or mentally, those are the kind of crystals that we will be drawn to working with. And that really starts to tie into the whole idea of the law of vibration and the law of attraction, which again, I do touch on those things also in my book, Angel Practitioner Handbook, A Foundation Guide. I also want to mention that last week we had another fantastic live workshop, and that was hosted again by Dax Carlisle, who's here with me today. He's our co-founder of the International Association of Angel Practitioners at angelpractitioners.com, along with our other co-founder, Janice Mary. And we call her, her name is Janice Fuchs. We call her Janice Mary. And Janice hosted the fantastic workshop last week on love and the law of attraction. And that is also available now to view, because we recorded that like we are recording this today. So if you missed the live presentation of that, you'll still get to catch that in archive.
In the chat room, Lois says it was great, and I put in a link to it. It's angelpractitioners.com/love, LOA. Angelpractitioners.com/love, LOA. You can go and listen to it, or rather watch it anytime.
Awesome. So that all this being said, there are certain crystals that carry vibrational energy that's beneficial to attracting love. So we have the romantic love, we have self-love, love for oneself, love for one's family, friends, pets, humanity, the earth, unconditional love, and so much more. There's many, who thought there was so many different kinds of love? But when you really think about it, there are all different types of love. And the crystals that I want to talk about today, there are so many. This is just a small sampling of crystals that could be associated with attracting different types of love. And we're going to talk about rose quartz, green aventurine. Rose quartz is known as the love stone. And then we have green aventurine, which people refer to as the good luck stone or the prosperity stone. We also have a stone called Unakite, Garnet, Citrine, pink calcite, and pink calcite is also known as the Reiki Stone. You might also have heard it called Mangano Calcite. That's another name for it. And then we also have another stone called watermelon tourmaline. And so these are the stones that I want to talk about today. So let's bring up slide number 1, please, if we can, Dax. I want to start going through some of the information about the different crystals.
All righty. Going to bring up the slides here.
I'll take a sip of water while you're doing that.
We used to be.
Ah, there it is. Okay. All right. Well, wow. Okay. So I hope everyone can see that. Looks very clear to me, so I'm going to assume that everyone else is able to view this as well. And I've looked around, and I didn't take these photographs, by the way. These are not photos of my own crystals. These are just pictures that I got. I just Googled rose quartz, and these are the pictures that I came up with. So I don't own these photographs. I'm just using them for educational demonstration purposes. Okay. Rose quartz is a stone of unconditional love, of peace, of gentleness, and compassion. It helps to cleanse the heart chakra and allow it to be open to receiving love. It helps to attract and keep loving relationships with ourselves and others. And you can see that rose quartz, when it's in its raw form, the picture and the grouping on the lower left, that's it. the rose quartz in its natural state, in its raw form. And then the heart-shaped one, which is a very common shape that people will purchase this stone in after it's been, carved out and polished and tumbled. And you can see how beautiful the luster that it has. And you can see some of the points of the more of some of the polished stones above there, and they're in points, and you can see how it's semi-translucent. There's different. Whenever you purchase crystals, there's different grades of crystals. So when you have a stone, like we'll be talking about in a little bit, called garnet, which is a semi-precious stone, they can become very expensive, but they have different grades and levels of these crystals that you can purchase for healing work and for meditation and whatever you might want to do. So you don't have to spend a lot of money on these crystals. Of course, the size and the weight is going to have something to do with the price. And also, if it's carved into some kind of a beautiful shape, it's going to increase the price too. And I just want to show you now a favorite piece of mine here. It's a little sculpture, and the sculpture is two little mandarin ducks. I'm going to hold them up one at a time because it's hard to pick up the whole piece. So I have two of them, and they're made of rose quartz, and they sit on this little lily pad of green aventurine. Let me try and hold that up for you. And we're going to talk about green aventurine next, and how these two crystals work together and the kind of energy that they attract.
Oh, wow. Now,
the symbolism of the mandarin duck is very interesting. It's an ancient symbol, I believe in Southeast Asian cultures. And it's a symbol of love and marriage. It's a symbol of loyalty, of undying love. And it's very often mandarin ducks, whether they're in a painting or whether they're in a carved sculpture, they are given as gifts, as wedding gifts. And it is the reason why they do that is because the mandarin duck, the real duck, they are monogamous. When the two ducks pair off, they're together for life. And if something happens, when something happens to one of them, the other one doesn't last much longer without it. It's sad, but they're devastated. And that's why it's become such, I guess, a strong symbol of love, the mandarin duck. So I wanted to add that story in because I think it's a nice story. So let's take a look at the next slide, Dax, if you please. Slide number 2, which is green aventurine. Let's look at that. So green aventurine, and again, like I said, these photos are not samples. They're not photos that I took. I got them from Google. The descriptions that I wrote, that's my information. I put this together, and I just gathered pictures that I found, on Google for samples. Okay, so these are samples of green aventurine, and you can see it's that beautiful, comes in different beautiful shades, from lighter to darker shades of green. Kind of looks like jade, similar in appearance if you're familiar with jade. And then I have a sample here also, if you can see that. That's one of my stones, my crystals of green aventurine. I love this stone. Okay, green aventurine is known as the good luck stone, and some call it the prosperity stone. It attracts abundance, and it radiates a vibe of well-being. It allows the heart chakra to release past hurts, freeing one of resentment. It promotes harmonious relationships. So now you can see why in that little sculpture that I have of the mandarin ducks sitting on the lily pad of green aventurine, knowing now a little bit about the properties of and the vibrations of each of these stones, why they work so well together, why they complement each other. Okay, so now let's go on to the slide number 3. Let's take a look at that. Okay, slide number 3 is Unakite. And Unakite is, you can see here it has the lovely combinations of pink and greenish hues. And that's significant because the pink and the green are the colors that are associated with the heart chakra, and therefore Unakite becomes a very good stone to work with for balancing the heart chakra. Okay. Unakite is a grounding and a scrying and visionary stone. That's another use for Unakite, for scrying. It calms emotional upsets and promotes stability in relationships. It balances the root and the heart chakras and brings a sense of security. So again, that the reddish tones can also be connected with the root chakra. It clears and balances the third eye chakra and fosters a positive view of the future and the courage to face challenges that may lie ahead. Now, I have a piece of Unakite that I have kept with me for many, many years, and I used to do a lot of readings at public venues, tarot readings, psychic readings, and I would always keep certain crystals on my table next to me while I would be doing the readings, and I would keep them in my pouch in the bag that I carry my tarot cards with. And Unakite's one of the crystals that I would take with me. I always felt like the vibration of the stone would help me to really deliver the messages that needed to be heard and have the courage to tell what needed to be told, and it would be coming from a place of love, from the heart chakra. So you can see here, this one happens to have a lot of green on it. So, and it has the speckles of red or pink, if you want to call them. So those two colors can balance the heart chakra, and then the deeper reddish tones in it is also a good grounding stone. So it could help with that root chakra and with security. And it's also a good stone if you've been in deep meditation and you need to get grounded again, or doing a lot of readings and maybe feeling a little lightheaded. This is a good grounding stone as well. All right. So that was, let's go to slide number 4. So that last one was called Unakite again. Slide number 4 should be coming up. Okay, here. Oh, Garnet. Okay, I couldn't remember which one I had coming up next. Garnet. Okay. This is one of those stones that are considered semi-precious and can get expensive when it's in, the finer grades. But you can purchase it in grades that are suitable for doing, healing work, Reiki work, meditation, those kind of things, feng shui. Garnet is a stone of love, devotion, passion, and rejuvenation. It cleanses and re-energizes the base root and heart chakras. It promotes renewal of passion and a desire, It promotes renewal of passion and desire to relationships and career. So it kind of revitalizes your passion about whatever relationship you're in, if it needs a little boost, if you're getting a little burned out in your career and you need to, revitalize that, it kind of gives a boost to that. And it helps to release patterns and habits that no longer serve you. Okay. It boosts courage and removes inhibitions. Okay. So it's a very, very powerful stone, beautiful, stunning stone. You can see that hexagonal shape in all of the stones. This is another interesting aspect, is the sacred geometry of the stones. And Dax he's a master of that kind of information. And if you take his tarot and numerology course, angelic numerology and tarot course, it has a whole segment on sacred geometry. And that could be, hint, hint, Dax, another workshop coming up, the sacred geometry of crystals.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. All right.
I got to take notes.
Yeah, and I'm not going to get into that part because that's your thing, the sacred geometry. I couldn't, that wouldn't be something that I would be talking about. That's definitely your thing. All right, so the garnet, you can see it's just a stunning stone, and that root chakra also. Another great thing about the stone is it can help you to fight off addictions. So if you're dealing with anything like that, it's a good stone for that. All right, let's look at the next slide. Citrine, beautiful citrine, that golden yellow, so bright, it just makes you think of a sunny day. Citrine is a stone of abundance and manifestation. It never requires cleansing and is powerful enough to cleanse other stones. It promotes a strong sense of self-worth and protects the aura. Cleanses and activates the chakras, especially the solar plexus and the crown chakras. Now I have a nice little piece here of, you don't need a lot of citrine. Citrine has a lot of strong vibrations, so it doesn't have to be a really large piece. And this is just a piece of citrine that I carry around with me. And like I said, I do a lot of, not so much anymore, but I used to do a lot of readings at public events. I still do, but just not as much because now I'm doing a lot of teaching. But citrine, being that it's a stone that doesn't require cleansing and actually has the energy and vibrations to cleanse your other stones, it's a great stone to carry with you. If you carry a little pouch with other stones, or like me, I used to have my tarot cards or my angel oracle cards in little pouches, and I have my other crystals that I like to have with me when I'm working, on my reading table. I like to keep a stone like citrine in with them to help cleanse them. And there are other fantastic stones that are good for cleansing too. But citrine is great because it's not as fragile. You take a stone like selenite. Selenite is very delicate and fragile, not the type of stone you want to carry around, although it's very good for cleansing other crystals and making and enhancing angelic communication and that kind of thing. Selenite is very fragile, where a piece of citrine is much harder, and it's not going to break up on you. So, and it's a good stone to keep around. Okay, and keep it in your pocket, carry it around with you, put it in your wallet to attract abundance. That and the green Aventurine for that matter. Okay, alrighty, let's go to the next slide. Okay, pink calcite, also known as Mangano Calcite. Now, you can see from the lovely shade of pale pink of this stone, this creamy pink and white and creamy white bands that cross the stone. It's very, right away, that pale pink, I look at that as like a baby pink. It speaks gentleness, and right off the bat, you can see that it's a gentle stone. It's a stone of unconditional love with vibrations that naturally connect to the angelic realms. Brings about a sense of calm and assurance that all is well. Also known as the Reiki Stone. Cleanses and nurtures the heart chakra, promotes healing from emotional traumas and grief. Gentle yet powerful energy that releases fears and self-doubt, fosters self-acceptance and self-worth. So that is pink calcite. Okay, I think we have one more. Is it? Yes, this is the final slide. This is watermelon tourmaline. This is, and you can see why right away, it's called watermelon tourmaline. I mean, what else would you call it? It looks like watermelon, and the hot pink and the green colors.
Oh, I just love that.
It looks like you could just bite right into it, right? Although you wouldn't want to do that, you'd probably break your teeth. Watermelon tourmaline is really a superior stone for balancing the heart chakra. I wish I had a piece of this, and I don't have a piece of that with me. I am going to have to get some. Now, it's a stone that I really admire. I haven't personally worked with it, but I know that it's very, very powerful.
Hey, maybe Chris will send you one.
Maybe. They're doing enough. I couldn't impose. They're doing enough. Sometimes watermelon tourmaline could be a little harder to come by too than some of the other stones, and maybe a little bit more costly. It connects to the heart chakra, and it connects the heart chakra with the higher self is what it does. And it promotes love, fairness, and patience. It promotes diplomacy in all matters. I could think of a lot of good uses for this stone, and I could think of some people that I really know could use the energy from this stone. Okay, a stone that enhances communication and relationships, as well as for the greater good of humanity. So if you are in a relationship that is maybe becoming dysfunctional, and some of the issues are due to, a lack of communication and miscommunication, this is a good stone to help enhance the communication again between the parties. So that's watermelon tourmaline. And you can see how interesting that piece that I found of how it looks in the raw form, how it forms. It's forming through the vein of I believe it's granite. And there are mineral deposits that form in the veins, and so it comes like almost like in a tubular form when it's chipped out, and then they break it down however they're going to break it down. But you could see how it almost looks like a stem growing in that rock there, and that's how it looks in its raw form. And you can see how beautiful and stunning it is in its tumbled and polished forms. And again, a lot of these crystals, depending on the grade and the quality, that's going to affect the price and the value. But you could always find ones that are not so expensive as like for jewelry. You can find them but you can use, and they're perfectly good as far as the energy goes for your healing work and meditation and that kind of thing. All right, Dax. So that was our last slide. So now what I want to do is I'd like to talk about the archangels now that are associated with these crystals. So I wanted to first give you a good idea of the different crystals, let you see the images, what they look like, and give you some background information on the kind of vibrational energies they hold. And now I'm going to talk about some of the archangels and the crystals that correspond with love, and just some of them, because like I said, this list isn't exhaustive. There are so many more. I mean, you could talk about this stuff for days and days. So I've just picked out some of the ones that I like in particular. And like I said, some crystals are ones that naturally seem to connect with the angelic realms, and we call those angel crystals. But, I believe that any crystal really could be used to connect in some way and bring about some type of healing or balancing or whatever it is that you may need, because there's nothing bad in the crystals, so in any crystal. But there's just some that are just more, their vibrations are just more naturally attuned to connecting with the angelic realms. And if you want to read more about that, I cover that also in my book, Angel Practitioner Handbook, a Foundation Guide. As well as in that book, I talk in depth about 15 of some of the more well-known archangels, and the archangels in particular that are depicted in the Archangel Oracle cards deck by Doreen Virtue. So I go in depth into those angels as well in my book, Angel Practitioner Handbook, a Foundation Guide. And by the way, that book is available in our bookstore at angelpractitioners.com. If you go to bookstore, you can grab a copy of it. It's available on paperback. It's available on Kindle. And it's also available in other formats too. If you go to the publisher's website, balboapress.com, balboapress.com, BALBOA, press.com, you look up Angel Practitioner Handbook, you can also get the book in different formats, like for the Nook, for iBooks, PDFs, different formats there. They have a variety of formats. And it's also available in just about a lot of online bookstores. I don't even know all the online bookstores available. I know Barnes & Noble is one of the bigger ones that has it too. So depending on where you live, you know, and depending on who ships to you, if you're buying the physical book, you can check out other vendors as well as our bookstore. And if you live in the Hobe Sound area of Florida, where our sponsor today, Psychic and the Genie, their actual physical brick and mortar shop is located. And that's not far, I believe, from this area called Stewart in Florida. Like, again, I'm in Long Island, New York, so I'm not that familiar with those areas, but I know that they carry my book there. So if you're in that area, you know, stop in and see Chris and Jeannie, the proprietors of psychicandthegenie.com. And you can pick up, you could go to their actual shop. It's called Psychic and the Genie Metaphysical Store if you're in that area in Florida, and you can pick up a copy of the book. You can shop their store for the lovely crystals and the different figurines that they have there. You could even get a reading from Chris. He's a psychic medium as well. And they have a website, psychicandthegenie.com, where you can purchase a lot of the crystals that we've talked about today and much, much more. So again, let's get back now to the archangels that are associated with crystals and in particular with love and attracting those crystals that attract love. The archangels and crystals are also associated with different chakras. So the same way the crystals are associated with different chakras, so are some of the archangels. And so the chakras, if you're not aware of what I'm talking about, which I think a lot of people that are probably listening today do know, but just in case someone doesn't, the chakras are energy centers that are connected with the human body. And there are 7 main chakras. And that goes, if I go from the top down, I go to the crown, the third eye, the throat, the heart chakra, the solar plexus, which is just above the navel. Then we have, just below the navel, we have the sacral chakra, and then we have the root chakra, which is more like around the base of the spine. So those are the 7 main chakras, okay? And the crown chakra is just a little bit above the crown. So anyway, from here, you know, up. So we have the different archangels, and I just want to point this out too. If you feel that a particular archangel is associated with another chakra that I haven't mentioned it being associated with, it doesn't mean that it's not and that I'm saying that it's wrong. You know, you have to go a lot by your own intuition and your instincts and your feelings when you are working with the angels. They're not going to steer you wrong. Okay, there are going to be generalities that a lot of people from different paths will agree upon, but there'll also be discrepancies too. And it doesn't mean that any of them are wrong. They're just different schools of thought. Okay, because you have Western thought, you have Eastern thought. You know, things vary. So we don't want to get into, you know, saying what's right and what's wrong, what's not. There isn't any right or wrong, okay? So, you know, if I say, okay, well, Archangel Raphael is associated with the root and the heart chakras, I'm not disagreeing with somebody that says that they're associated with a different one. Okay, so let's talk today. We're going to talk about Archangels Raguel, R-A-G-U-E-L, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Chamuel, Archangel Uriel, and Archangel Jophiel. Archangel Raguel, his name is known as, what the name translates to is friend of God. So all of the archangels, their names end in E-L, meaning of God. And Archangel Raguel is friend of God. Archangel Raguel is known for relationship harmony and divine timing, being in the right place at the right time. He is associated and connected with the root chakra and the heart chakra, and in particular with helping to bring about trust, where trust is needed. Okay. The crystal that you want to work with, if you're working with Archangel Raguel, I would recommend rose quartz. green Aventurine, Unakite, and watermelon Tourmaline. Okay. Okay, Archangel Raphael. Archangel Raphael is probably one of the most well-known archangels. His name translates to healing of God, or God heals. He can help us with any type of healing that we need, whether it be physical, mental, emotional, relationships, whatever it may be. He can help heal anything. Nothing too big or too small. Okay. He can help to encourage healthy lifestyles and healthy relationships. He is very connected with the energies of our heart chakra. He can help heal old wounds, allowing you to love again. He can also help you to forgive yourself and allow you to receive love. Okay, so if you're holding on to some guilt about something, he can help release that so that you could be open to receiving love again. And also the crystals that are good to work with for Archangel Raphael are rose quartz, green aventurine, pink calcite, unakite, and watermelon tourmaline. Okay, and I hope that now, you have the background information that I explained earlier about what the vibrations are of those stones and the chakras that they're associated with. So now you can start to see the connections with why I've chosen to talk about specific archangels with these stones and how they could work together. Okay. Archangel Chamuel, one who seeks God. His name means one who seeks God, or eyes of God, God sees. Okay. Archangel Chamuel can help us to find whatever it is that we seek. Nothing is too big or too small. Never feel like you're taking time away, for something that maybe is not big enough to ask for help with or guidance with. The angels are available to all of us simultaneously. You won't be taking them away from somebody that needs their help more than you do. And it doesn't have to be anything too big or too small. We just have to be open to receiving their loving guidance, and they will be there for us. So Archangel Chamuel, you could call in for assistance to, find something as small as a lost set of car keys, or something as big as peace of mind. So that's Archangel Chamuel. And Archangel Chamuel is associated with the heart chakra, and for finding the kind of love that's going to fulfill you the most. Okay? The angels know better than we do what's best for us. So it's a good idea when we call upon the angels for assistance to be open-minded and say, listen, I need help with finding love. I don't know what's right for me. Help bring me the kind of love that's going to fulfill me the most, because I know you know better than I do. And you don't have to have an elaborate prayer. You can just talk like you would to a person. It's all about the intent. Okay, the angels know our thoughts. They know what we are thinking, what we are feeling. It's all about intent. Okay. Another thing is that Archangel Chamuel and the heart chakra is associated with is seeing that we are worthy, truly worthy of being loved the way we want to be. Can help us find our soulmate, okay? Our twin flames can help us find a career that's suitable for us, that would be best suited for us, can help us find the perfect home where we will have the happiest lives. Okay, so it can help us find anything. This is, again, Archangel Chamuel I'm talking about, Chamuel. And the crystals that are good to work with when you are connecting with Archangel Chamuel are rose quartz, green aventurine, and again, here are those heart chakra stones again, pink calcite, unakite, and watermelon tourmaline. Okay, Archangel Uriel. His name means light of God, God's light. And this is the archangel. He's often depicted holding a lantern. So that kind of symbolizes that he's showing us the way. He's lighting our path Okay? He leads us out of darkness. He can shed light on a matter that we need assistance with. He can show us the way. He guides us through our intellect as well as our intuition. And very often he speaks to us by giving us ideas that seem to come out of the blue. So, very often if you call upon Archangel Uriel for assistance with something, and then you just let it go. Don't dwell on it. Go about your business. And then all of a sudden you'll find that an idea comes to you. And it seems to come from out of the blue, and you're like, wow, why didn't I think of that before? Well, this is Archangel Uriel answering your prayer and giving you the guidance. That's how he works. Okay. And I say he or she, there really isn't a gender associated with angels. They're just pure energy. They don't have a body. They're pure energy. You may sense a more feminine energy from some and a more masculine energy from others. And then sometimes it could be the same archangel, and different circumstances you may sense one day a more feminine energy and another day a more masculine energy, but yet it's the same archangel. Okay, that's all about energies and vibrations. And when you start to become sensitive to these things and tuning into them, you'll understand them more and more, and it'll make sense. It's all part of psychic development. And that's one of the things that my book is very good about preparing you to work with your clairs, your psychic senses. And again, you can find information about how to recognize, first learn about what the different types of clairs are, and how to determine which ones are the ones that you have the strongest. And that is all in my book, Angel Practitioner Handbook, a foundation guide. And it's something that we teach and we practice in my course, the Certified Angel Practitioner course. Because working as an angel practitioner isn't just merely about, it's not just about learning how to read angel cards. That's part of the course, but that's not the entire purpose of the course, because there's lots more to working with angels than just working with angel cards and doing angel card readings. It goes far beyond that. Okay. Archangel Uriel, okay, he, again, like I said, he will show us the way. He'll light our path, lead us out of darkness. He's connected with the energy. He will help us with root chakra issues, what they call root chakra or base chakra. Sometimes they call it the base chakra or the root chakra. Those terms are used interchangeably. It's the same thing, the root or the base chakra. And that is where we deal with sense of security. We deal with courage, with freedom from addictions and self-destructive behaviors. Okay. So that's all connected with that root chakra, and also the solar plexus chakra. And that's also where we deal with things with self-esteem, with knowledge and wisdom, because Archangel Uriel is also very closely connected with the intellect. Okay. And he can also help us, to learn new things. So maybe we need to learn how to see the mistakes that we've made over and over again, and why maybe we're not choosing the right partners for us and making the right choices, in our love life. He can help shed some light on that, and he could help us maybe see how, we're being too hard on ourselves and not giving ourselves a break when we should. He can help us to fight old patterns and develop and learn new ways of coping and dealing with things. So he's a very powerful archangel, Archangel Uriel, Uriel. Not to be confused with Ariel. Ariel is a different archangel. That's another wonderful archangel of manifestation and prosperity. But this is Uriel I'm talking about, Uriel. And Archangel Uriel, a good angel stone, crystal to work with Archangel Uriel is Unakite. And Garnet, again, Unakite is the pink and the green tones that are associated with that heart chakra, and also the reddish tones in it that also make it a good stone for working with root or base chakra issues. Garnet, another stone for working with root or base chakra issues and heart chakra. And also citrine. And citrine is a good stone for when we're working on the solar plexus chakra. So that's citrine. Okay, and last but not least, I want to talk about Archangel Jophiel. Jophiel, Archangel Jophiel. And Archangel Jophiel's name means beauty of God. And this is the archangel that helps us to see the beauty in everyone and everything, including ourselves. This archangel can encourage us to be all that we can be. This archangel is closely connected with the energies and vibrations of the solar plexus chakra. Again, that area of self-esteem, of knowledge and wisdom. And the heart chakra, about loving ourselves, appreciating the beauty in all of God's creations. And the stone to work with, or crystal to work with Archangel Jophiel is, again, the stone of citrine and pink calcite. Citrine and pink calcite are both excellent crystals to work with when connecting with Archangel Jophiel. So let's take a sip of water with that.
All right.
All right. And I have a bit more to talk about now. I'll also be talking about how we can work with these angels and crystals to promote and attract love. But Dax, do you want to
I just wanted to jump in and say,
yeah.
don't
Yes,
go
jump in,
anywhere. The
please.
contest is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I've been putting some things in the chat, reminding everybody you can watch Janice's Love and the Law of Attraction workshop anytime at angelpractitioners.com/love, LOA. I also popped the flash sale in for the Certified Angel Practitioner course. It's you can read about the course over at angelpractitioners.com. It's angelpractitioners.com/CAP course, CAP, for Certified Angel Practitioner. angelpractitioners.com/CAP course. But if you're on this webinar, you can grab it for $111. I think it's normally $297. So I have a link just for us here in the workshop, and it's angelpractitioners.com/CAP111. Love those angel numbers. angelpractitioners.com/CAP111. You can get Maria's course today for, gosh, that's almost a third of the cost there, $111. Mm-hmm. Also, I want to remind everybody to visit our sponsor, Psychic and the Genie Metaphysical Store. It's located in Hobe Sound, Florida, but they're also online. You can visit their website at psychicandthegenie.com. Remember, it's psychic, the letter N, thegenie.com. They also have a Facebook group that I linked in here. I'm not going to read that off because it's really long, but you can just search it on Facebook. Also on our event page for this free workshop, we have it linked there, so you can click and go over and follow their page on Facebook.
Okay. So we can talk about how we can work with the angels and crystals to promote or attract love. There's a lot of ways that this can be done, and again, there's no right or wrong. You can be creative with it. You start learning about this kind of stuff, you learn some basics, and then you get creative and you start creating your own methods and ways of doing things. And one of the ways is prayers. Okay. You can research prayers. You can look at, these days, the internet is wonderful. I mean, we could look up and find out information about anything. You can search, prayers for guidance on different things and assistance with different things and attracting different things. In my course, the Certified Angel Practitioner course, we get into constructing our own prayers to connect with the angels and attracting the kind of things that we want to attract into our lives. So you can definitely do that. And by having crystals in your possession while you're doing that, it just enhances the vibrations and the energy, because everything, like I said, is all about intent. Our thoughts have energy. Our thoughts are things. And it all has ties in with the law of vibration and the law of attraction. And what we put out is what we attract to ourselves. Like attracts like. And that's why prayers are powerful, because we're setting intentions when we say a prayer. And one thing I want to point out is that we don't worship angels. Angels are given to us by God to assist humanity. We can pray and ask them for assistance, but we're not worshiping them. Our worship goes to God. Okay, and however you perceive God is that's entirely personal and up to you. You know, I'm not talking about this to talk about a sense of religion. I'm just using the term because in order to do this kind of work, you do have to believe in some sort of a higher power, because there has to be something that is making it all work. Okay, so for that matter, I'm just going to refer to it as God. And that's why prayers, when people have prayer groups, now you have multiple people praying about the same thing at the same time. So it raises those vibrations. Very often, that's why mediums sit in circle, because it raises the vibrations. Now you have all of these people coming together, raising vibrations. Okay, and it makes the connection so much stronger and so much clearer. Okay, angel altars. You can set up an angel altar. It could be a certain area in your home or your workspace or wherever you have that you can define and set up an altar. And again, this is something I go into in the Angel Practitioner Handbook and also in my course. And if you don't have a set personal space where you could set up an angel altar, and you'd like to set one up where you can have your crystals and different things, items that you have on your altar for when you do your prayer work, you can make a portable one. You can keep these things in a little bag, you know, a tray, a basket, and, you know, something that you can easily take with you from location to location. So, you know, it doesn't have to be a locked in stationary thing. Affirmations. Affirmations are great to work with. Those are positive statements that you can either read some that were written by other folks, or you can write your own, and you would just say them on a regular basis. Very important, though, with affirmations is that you need to really believe what it is that you're saying. You have to have faith and trust that what you're saying is or is going to come about. Always better if you can work in the present and the here and now, like as if it's already happened. That's a stronger, more powerful law of attraction vibration. But if there's any doubt, you have any doubts, or you're having trouble really focusing and having faith that a certain thing is going to come about, maybe affirmations aren't the thing for you to work with, because if you really don't believe what it is or don't have faith that it's going to come about, then it could actually work the opposite. So you really have to kind of be careful, you know, about affirmations. It has to be something that you can believe. You could really say, what if, you know, and do a little daydreaming. I always tell people, do a little daydreaming. You know, it's not a waste of time. And again, having the crystals around you in your workspace, in your area, on, you know, on your person, your possession, that helps to raise the vibrations and attract, because like attracts like. So whatever the vibration of a particular crystal is, that's what, you know, if you have that around you enough, that's what you're going to attract more of. Angelic meditations. These are guided, you can do guided visualizations. You can do what they call open eye meditations. There's another type of meditation from a Buddhist tradition. It's called the metta meditations. And it's also known as loving kindness meditations. And the idea behind that is that you first focus on yourself and sending loving kindness to yourself by simple statements. Something like, may I be happy. May I be be able to be open to receiving love. May I be more loving. May I be more gentle. May I receive more love and compassion. And so you want to make these statements for yourself. And you don't just do this that quickly as I'm saying it now. You would have to sit and meditate on this for quite a while. You'd call in the Archangel that you want to work with. You would have your crystals around you, and you would focus on these a few specific statements of what you want for yourself. And then you turn that focus on another person that you would like to send the same vibrations out to. So you can pick a loved one or a friend or a family member or coworker, somebody else that you'd like to send out the loving kindness to. Maybe sometimes you even want to send it to somebody who hasn't been treating you so well, and do the opposite. Send love out to that person. Okay, so that's called a meditation. Okay, you could also work with what they call crystal grids, and that's where you arrange a few crystals together in a pattern. You could put them on a little on a tile or a piece of a block of wood or a plate or something on some surface, and you could set them up in a certain pattern. And there are different ways you can do this. I mean, you can get some crystals that have points. Like let me look here. I have here's a clear quartz crystal, and you see it has the point. You can have the points pointing towards the direction that you want it to flow. You can make them in a heart shape, and you can have the points where you can let's see the crystal I'm looking for. You could take your rose quartz crystal and your green aventurine and all that, and you can alternate with the pointed crystals and have the points going in the direction that you want the energy to flow. So you could make like a heart-shaped figure and have everything going up and in, so it stays together, okay, in that direction. So you want to think about so you can make different crystal grids, different types of ways. People use feng shui. Feng shui is another way, and I'm not highly into feng shui. I read a little bit about it, but it's not something I practice in particular. But if you're into feng shui, you can definitely work with the archangels and with the crystals using feng shui. So, like for example, I believe if you put rose quartz and like the little figurines that I have, my little mandarin ducks on the lily pad, you put that in the southwest corner of your home, or in your bedroom in the southwest corner in particular. That would help attract and keep loving vibrations in that area. So that's one way that you could use feng shui with the crystals. And then you can say, an affirmation. You can say a little prayer when you set this up, and you place it there, and you can go to that area and look and gaze at the little crystals or the figurines, whatever you have there, and call upon a particular archangel to keep, the love and the passion alive, or whatever it is that you want to ask them for. Let's see, what else do we have? Keeping crystals in a small pouch in our pockets or in our purse. They have these nice little organza bags that you can buy very inexpensively. Your local metaphysical shop like Psychic and the Genie, psychicandthegenie.com. I'm sure they have these kind of things. Okay, and you can carry a couple of crystals in there that have the kind of energy that you want to attract to yourself. What do I have here? I have my green aventurine, and I have my angelite. That's another crystal for connecting with the angelic realms. Okay, so you could keep it in your pocket, in your, you just have it laying, on your nightstand, wherever you want to draw the certain energies to, whatever crystals you choose for what you're trying to draw. You call upon your angels. You place the crystals there. When I do readings, I have a selenite tower. I don't have it here right now because it's very fragile. And I keep that on a shelf just a few feet above where I'm sitting, So it's more like getting connected with my soul star chakra, and it's helping to draw energies in from the angelic realms when I'm doing readings. So I keep my selenite tower there in that location. I do that when we do readings on the radio shows, and that's where I sit and work, always under that selenite tower. A God box, a hope chest, a dream box, a wish box. You can use all of these things with crystals. You can adorn your boxes with the crystals. You can place crystals in there with little pieces of paper that you write what it is that you want to draw to yourself, and you put it in there with your crystals. Planter adornment. So you could, let's say you're growing, a particular plant or flower. Okay. Ones that are associated with love. What about the peony? Beautiful flowers. Oh my God, they're gorgeous. You could keep your rose quartz crystals and your green aventurine and your unakite and all of that, and you can adorn your planters with that, or your vase that you put your fresh flowers in. And you could even some crystals. You have to be careful with water. Most of them will be okay with water, but like say you wanted to put a couple of crystals actually in the vase with the water in the flowers, be careful look up the type of crystal it is and how it handles being exposed to water, because like selenite, it's such a fragile crystal, but you would ruin a selenite crystal if you put it in water. So you just want to be careful about that kind of thing. Candle embellishment. You could actually make candles. I've known people that have made their own candles, and then they embed certain crystals in the candles, and then they burn the candle, and they with their prayers and intent. You can even embellish a candle, candle holder. Jewelry, of course, that goes without saying, and different kind of crystals. Certain ones are good to wear for earrings, because that'll be more in line with the throat chakra. Okay, so maybe if you wear, I wear blue topaz earrings. I keep them. I very rarely take them off. They're always on, and that helps with communication in the throat chakra area. You can wear a pendant, a rose quartz pendant, if you want to work, on attracting, more of unconditional love and love for self. So you can wear a pendant over the heart with rose quartz over the heart chakra area. I mean, that's just some examples. Picture framing. You can take a photo of yourself, or you and your loved one, you and a pet, whatever you want to draw the energy around, and you can use the crystals to adorn the picture frame. You can have the crystals set around the picture, just on the tabletop. Okay, there's so many ways you can do this, and always with the intent, always focusing, calling in the archangel that you want to work with. And when you invoke archangels, a good habit is to say their name 3 times. Take in 3 deep breaths or 4 deep breaths. If you like the angel number 444, threes are good too, because like angels, they communicate with us in threes. That's where the whole idea of the angel numbers and all of that communication, and that's another whole topic. And like we said, we cover all of these things in our courses, the Certified Angel Practitioner course, the Angelic Numerology and Tarot course, the Angelic Mediumship course. We cover all kinds of ways of working with the angels. I have another course on angel oracle and tarot card reading. It's like taking 2 courses in one. You learn in depth about reading angel cards and reading tarot cards as well. And everything that I do is in line with working with angels. So, I always bring that into my work, whether I'm working with tarot or whatever tool that I'm working with. There's so many things and so many ways that this can be done. And like I said, it's all about the intent. And if the intent is good, then you can't go wrong. I mean, it's all about the intent. Good intentions bring about good things. So with that, why don't we move on to our contest?
There we go. Contest
Right?
time.
Contest
Also, what
time.
about questions, Maria? We can take questions in the chat room. Also, we can even bring you on one by one, either just audio or audio and visual, if you want to ask live on air or on air. We're not on radio, but
Okay.
I had that stuck in my head.
Well,
But
let's see. We're already a good hour into this, so
yeah.
if we do that, it's got to be very brief. Okay.
Well, we'll just ask
Yeah.
if there's
Yeah.
put it in the chat room if you have any
Right.
questions,
Right.
and meanwhile we'll do the contest.
Right. We got contests. We're definitely going to do that now. So what I have done is I meditated, and then I shuffled some cards from, I chose my Archangel Oracle card deck, and in this pouch, there is a card from my Archangel Oracle card deck. Okay. The Archangel Oracle card deck, if you're not familiar with it, contains 15 archangels that are each depicted 3 times. So it's a 45 card deck. It's not one of those standard 44 decks because they wanted each archangel to have equal amount of cards. So each of the 15 are depicted 3 times. So it's 45 cards. So it's one of those, to help you out. It's one of those 15 archangels, but I would like you to use, the third eye. Let's open up the third eye chakra. Let's call upon Archangel Raphael and ask him to help open that third eye and help you to see, hear, feel, or know which archangel card is in this bag. And folks can type the name of the archangel that it is in the chat room. And Dax, I don't have my chat. Oh, let me open my chat room. Whoever answers it correctly first will be the winner.
Here we go. What's everybody getting? Raphael. Rhonda says Raphael.
That's not it.
Uriel.
You can read the names out to me because I'm not seeing the...
Anita says Uriel.
Not Uriel.
Okay, so Casey says Jophiel, and Lois was the first to say Michael. Drew was the first to say Jeremiel. I don't know how to say Jeremiah. Jeremiah. Yeah, Jeremiah. And then we've got a Michael from Ruth. Anita Powell says Chamuel. Okay. Chris says, well, wait a minute. Can Chris win his own stuff? I see how you are, Chris. We'll send you a free copy of the book anyway. But he says...
he already got it.
He says Raguel. Let's see. Casey says Sandalphon.
Ooh. This archangel's really being elusive.
Wow, this is
that
really
came up
elusive.
in here. It's not any of those.
I think I know, but I'm not going to say because I'm not in the contest here. Oh, it's a different Chris. Oh, sorry, Chris.
Oh.
I didn't know there was more than one Chris. Okay.
I didn't either.
All righty. Raguel.
Uh-huh.
I think someone already said Raguel, Anita.
Yeah. We're getting repeats. Come on,
wow,
guys.
this is really elusive here. I thought that we'd get it on the first run through here. Zadkiel from Casey.
Oh.
Zadkiel. Wow, they're really pulling
I can't believe it.
they're pulling out the really obscure. Okay, so Ruth said,
it's one of the 15 that are in that deck, I assure you. I'm going to show it to you.
Okay, hold on. Ruth says Metatron. No?
No.
Okay. Janice says Jophiel.
No.
Vicky.
And again, I didn't choose this I didn't look through and pick out the one I wanted. I meditated, shuffled, and this is the archangel that wanted to come through.
Oh, cool.
And wanted to be chosen today. So
okay, hold on. I got to back up a little bit on the chat here. We've got.
Let me put it in front of my third eye.
Casey says Haniel.
No.
All right. Lois says Ariel.
No.
That's the first time we
My
kind
goodness,
of
it's going to be the process of elimination here.
Anita says Azrael.
There you go.
Anita won. Anita won.
Good
By the
girl,
way-
Anita. You
By the
got
way,
it.
I just want to throw out there that
A big-
Astral was the one that I thought
This is the
too.
one. A big hello from heaven. And when I saw this, I was like, wow. You know, our
Hello
topic is
from
about
heaven.
love.
Oh my God.
So
That's
your
perfect.
loved ones from heaven are giving you a big hello, and they want you to know that all is well. They are happy. They are content. And I'm taking this as a message for myself too, because as I shuffled this card, I was standing under a photo of my brother who I lost about a year ago. And I believe that he was sending me this message as a big hello today, also to myself, to let me know he's here rooting me on. And, you know, he was going to check things out at my workshop. And he was always very supportive of me. And I know that he still is. Okay. And
By the way,
Anita?
Anita says, that won. Congrats again, Anita. She says, my aunt just made the transition.
There you go. So you needed to hear from her today. And this is her way of coming through, because I knew that the person that received that guessed this card was the one that was also going to need that big hello from heaven today.
Okay, it's 12:34.
No excuse.
So
There's no.
I got one, right?
Yeah.
Hannah?
There's,
No,
you know,
it starts at 1.
there's
You
no
gotta get there at 1?
coincidences.
Okay, so
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Oh, no, we were just getting
Oh.
a technical glitch there.
Oh, I thought we were bringing Anita on to say something.
Yeah, we can bring Anita on if she wants to come.
Let's bring her on a moment.
Let's see if we can. Okay, I'm having problems with the controls here. I was able to unmute her, but
Okay.
how do I get her? I'll ask her to start video. We'll see.
Oh, video. Okay.
Anita, your mic is open. Hi.
Hi,
Anita.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Very
Oh,
well.
cool. Hi, thank you guys. That is so cool.
Thank you for
Oh,
being
so
here
happy.
today. So this message was meant for you. You were the one that was supposed to be the one to win and to get the message at the same time. The big hello from heaven from your loved one.
Oh, this is so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much.
What is your aunt's name?
Her name is Queen Annie Tiller.
Oh, what a beautiful name.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Wow.
And
So-
she was 103 when she made her transition.
Oh, God
Wow.
bless her. That,
Yes.
oh my God, that's always wonderful to hear that somebody lives a long, wonderful life.
Yes.
Oh my
yes.
goodness. And did she have a favorite crystal?
Oh, did Aunt Queen have a favorite crystal? I don't think. Oh, because I know she was. I mean, she could tell you about a dream and the angels like nobody's business. She's the one
Wow.
who never light a candle with the second hand going down. Always like that with that second hand going up. She taught me those things like that.
She's obviously a very strong spirit and energy, and that she's coming through so strongly for you today. I'm getting chills. Oh, wow.
Oh, that's so cool. Hey,
Oh, wow. Is she on mom's side of the family?
Yes, my
Yeah,
mother's
yeah.
brother's sister.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I feel that connection. I feel the maternal connection.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's my aunt.
Yeah. I'm seeing pearls, a string of pearls. Does she like pearls?
Oh, because she's such a classy lady.
There you go.
Oh my, yeah, when you mentioned, that just gave me chills. Yes.
Yeah.
That was my aunt with her oriental, the pearls, all of that.
Oh, always dressed to the nines, right?
Oh, yes. Yes,
Mhm,
ma'am.
mhm,
Yes,
mhm.
ma'am. Maria,
All
thank
right.
you so much.
It's so
Thank
great to
you
hear
very much.
hear your voice, Anita.
Same here. Same.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
Anita, make sure you email Maria at angelpractitioners.com, and arrange to get your prizes. And I don't see any other questions in the chat. So I guess we're good.
No other. So we have we have some names in here I don't recognize. Some folks.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
Rhonda
I
and
see.
Melina, Drew,
Rhonda,
and Chris, and Leah or Late.
Don't be shy, folks. If you have a question,
Yeah.
let us know.
And if you came in late in the beginning, I mentioned if you move your cursor down to the bottom, the controls will come up and you click on chat and that'll open up the chat for you. If you're in full screen mode there in the upper right, you might want to click out of that, make it into a smaller box, because then you can click the chat and it'll open up on the right side and you can type in a question.
I'm surprised how elusive Archangel Azrael was today.
That
Archangel
was great.
Azrael is a very powerful energy, but he knew he wanted to come through too. It was meant for Anita to get the message. And she's also lucky enough she's going to get the PDF copy of my book. And she's also going to get the sample crystals. I don't know which ones they will be sending, but I know it'll, whatever they are, they will be nice. And that is compliments of psychicandthegenie.com. And they have a physical store located in Hobe Sound, Florida called Psychic and the Genie Metaphysical Store.
Lois says, thank you. This was wonderful. Want to invite everybody, if you're not already a member of our Earth Angels Worldwide group on Facebook, you can just type in a new tab on your browser, earthangelsworldwide.com. That'll take you right over to our group. That's earthangelsworldwide.com. And you can join in on the conversations there. We have, I think we're up to 1,305 members on the Earth Angels Worldwide group. So join in on the conversations. Our main website is angelpractitioners.com. Come over and visit our main website, angelpractitioners.com.
And like our Facebook page too.
Yes, we have an Angel Practitioners Facebook page. Remember the flash sale, cap
1111.
1111. Yeah.
3 ones.
3 ones. The angel number 11.
Angel number 111.
Angelpractitioners.com/CAP111. There you go. Well, that's it for today. We'll be back with more free workshop Wednesdays soon. Thanks, Maria. It was great.
Thank you. It was lots of fun. Looking forward to doing more.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Angel blessings.